Hey, what up? This is Zach Guilford from Midnight Mass, and you're listening to one of my favorite podcasts, Pop Culture Pastor.
Pop Culture Pastor.
Okay, so Gunny, everybody, welcome to our first annual Pop Culture Awards show.
I almost dressed up for this occasion.
Did you really?
I did. I thought about getting my suit, my 3-piece suit and bow tie out, but then I thought, you know what? That's not who we are.
No, it is definitely not.
So I decided my El Travador shirt would succeed at the dress code.
That is not who we are. That's a perfect way to start this show because we've tried our best to put this together. As it turns out, putting together an award show is much harder than you would think.
I mean, I feel we did better than the Golden Globes, but I could be wrong.
Well, I feel like we're way more entertaining than Jo Koy. I don't even know who Jo Koy is. I take it he was someone who had made a name for himself in some way because I'd never heard of him.
Comedian.
He's a comedian? Rough.
With bad timing. Always has had bad timing, in my opinion.
Really? It was a bad look, the way he sold out the writers. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
And in the opening monologue, he was like, the jokes I wrote are the ones
that you're chuckling at. But no, he was on like a lot of shows back in the day, probably like 15 years ago. And then this past year, he dated Chelsea Handler. And I think people are like, he seems nice. And he's a comedian. And we can't find anyone else. Let's get him.
This is probably just a personal thing, but I just found Chelsea Handler to be unfunny most of the time. So that wouldn't be a thing for me to be like, oh, well, he dated Chelsea Handler, so he got funnier. I don't know.
Ayo.
I don't know. Anyways, here we are attempting to do our own award show, and I don't honestly know how this is going to work. I don't know what this is going to be like to listen to. We're just going to go with it.
We are.
We're just going to let it go. But first, I thought we'd discuss just for a few minutes. What's your history with award show? Are you a big fan of watching the award shows?
So, as a child, never watched them. As I got older, I would look and see who won, and if my movies or musicians won, I'm like, in your face. But if they didn't, I would be like, this is rigged. And then since I have married my beautiful wife, Leah, she does like award shows. And so she will for sure watch them. And sometimes I will watch them with her. Sometimes.
Interesting.
Sometimes I play video games instead.
So I had kind of like the opposite track. So when I was growing up, the Oscars were must-watch television in my house. My mom was always into it. We were big into it. We would have the Oscars pool, to try and see who could guess the most categories right. And we were just really into it. And I personally, I just really loved watching the award shows because I always loved movies. And so it was just, I was into that sort of thing. And I liked watching the Grammys, the MTV Music Awards when that first started becoming a thing. Because yes, I am that old. And I enjoyed all of it. And at some point along the line, I became less of an enjoyer of an award show. And I think that I can pinpoint it. My favorite thing about award shows, and especially the big ones like the Oscars, I enjoyed watching these people who are like the top. Like these are the masters of their craft, right?
Denzel.
Yeah. I loved watching them get up and just thank everybody that helped them get to the place where they could be.
We don't have time for that, Dave.
What do you mean we don't have time for that?
I'm playing you off.
You're playing me off. Yeah. Well, right. And that was always annoying because I was like, no, man, they just won for their craft. It's the ultimate. Well, how dare you, sir, play them off? But I liked it. I liked that and I enjoyed that. And I think now looking back, I liked it because there was a humility in that. there's a humility in someone getting up there and saying, like, you just awarded me with the tip top award you can give someone in my craft, but I'm going to thank all these people that made it possible for me to be here. And there was just something really cool and awesome about that. And I think when I started not liking to watch these was in the last 5 or 10 years when it, like, look, it's not just them, it's the whole world got more divisive and political. And they still thank people, but so many of them get up and start, you know, making some political statement or saying something like, look, let me be real clear. I'm for the betterment of the world. I'm okay with activism. Be an activist. That's great. Try to make the world better. But trading in the humility of like thanking all the people and making it about that for like what comes off now as kind of the self-righteousness of us. Because it's great if it's genuine, but you get the feeling that it's not super genuine for some people.
Oh, yeah. Watching this most recent one, which was the Globes, there was a moment that Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig did like a little skit, and I'm like, this is taking up so much time. You literally play people off and you tell them on the teleprompter, hurry it up. Like, no, I'd rather hear them thank people than watch Will Ferrell try to make me laugh with his dancing and it wasn't funny. Like, you might as well have Jo Koy up there doing that same bit.
So yeah, I just over the last several years, I've just become less of a fan because I'm not as into our self-righteousness, which I say I'm not pointing the finger at other people. I'm just saying that just seems to be more of the persona and attitude of us as a society and culture right now. And like, look, it's probably Donald Trump's fault. Everyone likes to point out that Donald Trump made the conservatives crazy, but we don't often point out that, he sent liberals around the bend too. Everyone's acting so weird, and it's all his fault.
This is us.
This is us.
Not the TV show.
And that's about as political as I'll get. And that's just, I'm just pointing out something that everyone already knows anyways, is that the last 10 years just kind of made us all kind of nutty. And so here we are. So we're going to do our own awards. And that was just a little intro telling you our history with the awards.
Yes.
And so I don't know how we do this. Do we play some fancy music now, or do we just get on with it?
We just get on with it.
We just get on with it. So I'm here to present the first award of the Pop Culture Pastor Pop Culture 2023 Awards. Thank you. Thank you for the golf clap. The first award is the Blockbuster Video Award for the worst investment of the year.
Dogecoin?
Hey, some people got rich off the Dogecoin because there was that like 5 minutes where it was worth like 30 cents.
Well, right now it's hovering between 7 and 8.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, if you got in on that early, congrats to you. I did not. No, not that kind of investment. I'm talking about the millions of dollars that these movie studios in general, although it shouldn't be limited to movies, there's plenty of things in pop culture we could talk about here that they put into this that they just didn't get a return for. And so the way this is going to work, the way I'm going to do this, is I'm going to read you several of the nominees and I'm going to tell you the winner last.
Okay.
So the first one is The Flash. The Flash, and it's no accident that a lot of these are geek and comic book movies because it was a rough year.
It was, as the kids say.
Yeah, we went from a place where Marvel could do no wrong and we're sitting here making fun of DC to a place where, well, now we're making fun of both of them.
And maybe DC's on the rebound.
I hope they're both on the rebound.
Maybe DC's on the rebound.
Why you got to just be a DC honk? It's good for us if they're both good.
Maybe Marvel can make one every once in a while.
Hey, Loki was good.
Name it and claim it, buddy.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, The Flash just had all sorts of problems. And the common theme to a lot of these is they end up spending twice as much as they set out to spend because there's so many rewrites.
Oh, yeah. I also think it doesn't help with DC that they were ending a universe, and so that kind of changed some of the writing around as well.
They were lame duck movies, and everyone knew it. And poor James Gunn tried his best to convince people they weren't lame duck, but they were totally
My
lame duck.
friend Tommy Cruise was out there saying, go watch this movie.
Yeah, that's really interesting because did you see the news today?
No, I didn't.
Tom Cruise signed an exclusive deal with Warner Brothers.
Tommy Cruise, we got him.
Yeah. So imagine that. There was some sort of negotiating a relationship going on there.
New Batman? New Batman?
All I know is if Tom Cruise was Batman, that would be the fastest running Batman ever.
Indeed. Also the shortest.
But yeah, they said it's original programming and that they would insert him into some of their franchises. They wouldn't be opposed to that or starting new franchises. So that's a thing. And I don't know, maybe I just saw that. Maybe that was fake news.
I like to believe it.
But I saw a headline about that. So, I mean, you can look at that up on your own.
Also, yeah, my friend James Gunn was saying, go watch this. Tommy was saying, go watch this. I think Stephen King even said, go watch this. Yeah, Stevie King did. Everyone was trying to tell you all to go out, and evidently just David and I watched it.
They bought them, right? They bought them, though.
Well,
right?
So
because it wasn't that good.
Steven probably had to say it because the guy that directed it also directed the movie It.
Oh, okay.
The new one and the sequel. And so he's probably trying to bump up his stock. And that's what friends do.
And The Flash wasn't great at the theater. It was woeful on streaming, I heard. Like, nobody watched it on streaming.
I did not.
But it is not the winner. It's just a nominee.
Okay.
The next nominee for the worst investment of the year was Secret Invasion, which Disney spent something like $300 million on. And it's just one of the worst TV shows I've ever seen. It's so bad. I've never been more bored watching a comic book form of entertainment.
That is hurtful words.
I was 10 times more excited watching Black Adam. Black Adam was like Gone with the Wind compared to Secret Invasion.
That is woeful.
Oh, did you ever watch Secret Invasion? Did you ever end up watching any of it?
I watched the first episode and was like, this seems boring.
Yeah. Oh, you weren't wrong. God help you if you made it all the way through Secret Invasion. I have the utmost of respect for people who are like, well, I watched the first episode or two and then I got bored. It's like, yeah, I wish I'd have done that. That show is terrible. So bad. And how do you get that bad with all that money they spent on the actors in that show? So many great actors. Samuel L. Jackson, the girl from Game of Thrones.
Emilia Clarke?
That's her. The lady who is just in Wonka.
I haven't seen Wonka, so I can't help you.
Because I'm so good with names. The guy from Bridgerton? No. What was that guy in?
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes? Who?
He was Watson.
Was he?
And also...
Oh, no, not that guy. The guy who was the bad guy, the scroll guy.
I didn't watch it, so I can't help you.
All right. Anyways, that doesn't win either, but it was terrible nonetheless. The Marvels, which didn't make any money.
Shocking.
It's been fun to watch Disney try to say, well, it's because all the people that don't like powerful women. And I'm just like, no, come on.
Well, the issue with the Marvels was they advertised it as, this is original. No one has ever thought of doing a movie like this. And the thing is, we did get a movie like this. And one person at this desk really liked that movie. The other does not like it at all. That movie was Thor, Love and Thunder. It basically was a female cast, Thor, Love, and Thunder. Even though Thor, Love, and Thunder had strong females.
I'm just going to tell you, I like the Marvels better because I feel like it wasn't, probably because I didn't have as much
Investment
in the character. So yeah, my problem isn't Miss Marvel. My problem's not Captain Marvel. My problem's not even Brie Larson. Like, I know people don't like Brie Larson. A lot of dudes out there don't like Brie Larson. That's not my problem at all. My problem is you're just not doing an interesting story with them. Do interesting stories. I don't care about, like, don't lean so heavy on the girl power thing. Again, don't make it a political statement. Make it a good story.
indeed.
But it's not the one that gets to win the award. And Batgirl, you didn't want me to mention
I
that
protested this one.
but it didn't make any money, and they spent money to make it, and then they just canned it.
They wrote it off, so they lost no money.
Oh, is that
That's
how it works?
why they didn't release it, was because it's a tax write-off.
Oh, okay. Well, it's stricken from the nominees then.
Hooray! I freed you, Batgirl.
The winner of Blockbuster Video Award for the worst investment of the year is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Made $384 million. Reportedly, like, it's hard to get a good number on this. I did research. Reportedly costs around $600 million to make.
My dear friend, Grandpa Ford. He is not happy with this award, I feel.
We did a whole podcast of reviewing that movie, so you can go back and listen to it. Suffice it to say, it's bad. It's not good.
So, congratulations on our first award winner.
Yeah. Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. Solid work, Disney and Lucasfilm. Solid work. The next award is the Grandpa Award for the streaming service with apparently good shows that I refuse to pay for.
Oh.
So this one's totally me-centered.
Okay, because I'm like, I might actually pay for some of these.
Peacock? Do you pay for Peacock?
Yep.
You pay for Peacock? Okay. What about Apple TV?
It comes with my Apple Music subscription, so yes.
Oh, you have an Apple Music subscription. Not a Spotify person, huh?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't be in charge of my music. You let me pay for it and own it, sort of.
This music is totally yours, but don't you be downloading it.
You can download it.
Don't you be sharing it.
You can't do that. Unless they have Apple Music as well.
I looked up just to make sure because I thought this source was lying to me. Discovery Plus is a real streaming service?
Not anymore.
It's not anymore. Okay.
I don't think it is, unless there's like the remnants of it. But once HBO Max and Discovery Plus got under the same umbrella, it just became Max.
Oh, okay. So let's just nominate Max because some people probably don't pay for that.
I pay for Max.
I do too, but only because I got grandfathered in from HBO. So I jumped on the HBO Live way back in the day when it first came out. So for the longest time, I was paying like $5 a month. They've recently finally like raised it to, I don't know what I'm paying, maybe $8-9 a month.
I do the one with ads, so it's cheaper. I'm like, I can sit through a commercial or two.
Yeah. But this year's Grandpa Award winner for streaming service with apparently good shows that I refuse to pay for is Paramount Plus Showtime.
Oh, yeah.
Because they merged too, apparently.
I knew they were merging.
Apparently there's good stuff on there. Yellow Jackets, never seen it. Billions, don't know anything about it.
I assume it has money in it.
1923, we actually watched Yellowstone in 1883. Wanted to watch 1923, but I refused to pay for it.
It looked good.
Tulsa King looks great. Haven't watched a minute of it because I don't have Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I don't have that one either. So,
Yeah. So we haven't watched those. That one wins the award because just two of those four I just mentioned, I kind of actually want to watch, but I just don't get around to paying for it.
I will say Apple TV not only has Ted Lasso, but it also has Severance. Good show.
Yeah. So Apple TV's got some good stuff too. And they were up there because I know I asked people if they'd watched Ted Lasso and they're like, well, I don't have Apple TV. And that's too bad because both Apple TV or both Ted Lasso and Severance, those are in the running for like best shows, Severance was last year, technically 2022.
I'm
and
so
won all the
excited
awards
for season 2.
Yeah, so there was really, really good stuff. Okay, we're gonna take a break. This is a break time in our awards program. We'll be right back.
So, Dave and listeners, welcome back. When I was in college, way back in the day, undergrad, that is, not master's level stuff, because that was just last year.
Cody's an accomplished man.
I am not. There was a popular show, and
Remote Control on MTV.
Shockingly, that was not the show, but you are in the right family of networks.
Oh, all right. Sweet.
And as a religion major, I cannot say like OMG.
OM gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would use this vanity, I guess, for the love of Ray J. And that was my go-to expression when something was like crazy or ridiculous, whether it was ridiculous good or ridiculous bad.
Okay.
And so I am going to present the first ever For the Love of Ray J award on Pop Culture Pastor.
And what is the For the Love of Ray J award?
It is given to the most ridiculous either person or moment, because some people have multiple moments.
Yes.
Of the year in review. So this year, 2023.
Had a lot to live up to this year, because 2022 is the year of the Will Smith slap. I mean, I just don't know how you equal that.
Oh, you just wait and see.
Okay. Hit me with the noms.
Okay. So first up would be, I mean, I could just say the whole movie as a whole, but I will go with the director of this movie. And that is the director of the movie Napoleon, Ridley Scott. From some awkward interview moments to, I'm going to choose to have Napoleon just shoot a pyramid for no reason.
And then I'm gonna tell historians to, go take a walk.
Yes.
I mean, has anyone been more cocky in pre-interviews before a movie come out, only to watch their movie just like flail and bomb?
Oh, and I watched it in all its glorious failings.
I have not heard anyone say anything good about it.
So the battle scenes weren't bad. Like, he knows how to shoot an action scene.
Right.
That I will say. That's about all I will say, because it will be slander or defaming his character, and I'm not about that. The next nominee, friend of the show, JC, Jimmy Cameron.
James Cameron.
I questioned if I should include him or not, because I do have feelings about Avatar 1 and 2. And so they might be slanted in a more negative light. But then, in the most ridiculous moment of at least James Cameron's 2023, he becomes an expert for when the submarine imploded. And they had him on every news outlet.
Oh, man. Because he did The Abyss, right? He did that movie, The Abyss. And so now he's an expert.
Well, he also had a submersible that was used in helping with the Titanic and finding it and trying to bring stuff up. So, like, he's logged hours doing stuff similar. But out of the blue, you just get, well, the person we need to go to James Cameron.
Yeah, that was so weird. It was so, even if you do know a bunch of things, you'd think like, man, this is a sad thing. It's tense. Like there was loss of life. You think James Cameron was like, look, I'm honored that you guys reached out to me. And I'm honored you think my knowledge of this is somewhere on the never mind. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm James Cameron.
Yes. So JC with the nomination.
Okay.
Next nominee came out of the blue late October into early November and has been skyrocketing ever since. And this is a weird one, even for our show. So I don't know if you're familiar with the hit app known as X.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So there is a Twitter account that has been setting X on fire. And it's an NBA Twitter account. Well, loosely affiliated.
Oh, yeah. Is this
Timberwolves Brazil.
Timberwolves Brazil. Yeah. Yeah, you sent me some of the tweets, and they're odd.
They are wild and oh, it's amazing. Every day I just wake up hoping the Timberwolves played a game the night before.
This is so niche. Like most people listening to this have no idea, and they're going to have to go check this out.
Please do.
It's called Timberwolves Brazil.
Yes.
And they're an account in Brazil dedicated to the fandom of the Minnesota Timberwolves, correct?
Yes.
So what makes them so weird? What are they posting about?
So they choose and find the most random videos depicting wolves of some type. And they even create their own like CGI animated creepy wolves. And then they have this video that they post every so often. They update it with different players' faces, but it uses the song by Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London.
I wish you guys, it's too bad this isn't on video, because I wish you see how happy Cody is right now.
Oh, I'm over the moon about
Speaking
this.
of the moon, do you own a 3 Wolf Moon t-shirt?
I do not.
Oh, man. I figured you'd have been locked those up years ago.
Should have
done it.
But the winner
of the For the Love of Ray J award for the most ridiculous person or moment in pop culture in 2023.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh my gosh. Is that the easiest award we'll give tonight?
It might be.
We talked so much about Jada this year.
Her memoir, how she put Will Smith on blast. And I mean on blast. Like, I don't know why he even mentions our marriage, but I'm not going to divorce him. And then turn around just like a month after that and say, that slap at the Oscars saved our marriage.
Yeah, I think that was the weird stuff from her. Was just like, what's real here?
I don't know.
Maybe she had a break from reality. I don't know. Or maybe she's just never been a part of reality.
Or she knows how to sell a book.
Maybe. I don't know if that's the whole reason and it's all just to sell books. Boy, that makes her not great.
I really wanted to give it to the Timberwolves account in Brazil, but I cannot do that.
Jada Pinkett Smith is a wonderful beneficiary of that award this year. It's just so the way she sold out everybody to sell a book like that. I mean, Will's a saint for sticking around, in my opinion. Like, how you don't hear much from him right now. That's for sure. He's laid pretty low.
He has gone underground.
All right. What's the next award?
The next award that I have would be the John Candy Award, a.k.a. For the Lulz.
Oh.
Either funny moments in pop culture or actually funny actors in movies or TV shows in pop culture.
Yeah.
And so this year we do have a few nominees. I don't know if any of them are really worthy of it or not.
Yeah. I was trying to think of this because you sent me the name of this award and I was like, man, I don't even know. I have one name and that's it. But we had a whole pod where we asked, is comedy dead?
We did. And I said no. But this year, there really wasn't any real knee slappers out there.
Yeah, there's not the funny movies, not so much a thing anymore.
I feel the year before there were a lot more, and maybe next year we can return.
I hope so. We need to laugh at ourselves again.
We do. So my first nominee, even though it's for an animated performance, Jack Black.
Jack Black. Oh, for Super Mario Brothers?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Peaches Alone.
I know it got played out so quick, too, because everybody was singing it. But, man, that's iconic.
It was.
That song is iconic. And I don't think we understand how rare it is that it's iconic for kids and adults.
Oh, yeah. I could not escape it.
That's called the zeitgeist. It captured the zeitgeist.
It did.
I don't even know what that is, but that's why I'm saying it.
Next nominee from the same movie, but he also had his own Marvel cinematic masterpiece. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. You just made some people angry.
I did.
Because some people don't like Chris Pratt.
And that is okay.
I love the way you're like, it's okay. It's okay. You can, if you don't like him, you don't have to like him.
Again, he's not winning this award, so he just got the nomination.
Hey,
Spoilers.
You know, here's what I like about Chris Pratt. That like he's probably super aware there are people out there that don't like him now because of, whatever political leanings he has or whatever. I'm not going to get into all that. But he just keeps doing Chris Pratt things. He's just out there being Chris Pratt and entertaining us in movies.
The next nominee for this award, and I didn't see it coming. I did not see this nomination coming. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ken. He's Knuff.
My kids have been watching Barbie. And I got to say, it's funnier to me now on a repeat viewing.
I watched Barbie and Oppenheimer multiple times.
The song, so my 5-year-old Solomon, he dances. He does a routine to the song I'm Just Ken. Oh, man.
It's on my playlist.
Oh, it's so hilarious. It's so hilarious. And he'll walk around singing. It's like, I'm just Ken. Dude, also iconic.
It is.
There were so many things this year that caught the zeitgeist,
It did.
Caught the culture.
And then I have one more nominee, and I will announce the winner.
Okay. Oh, so one of these people can win. You're not saving the winner for last.
Except it won't be Chris.
Okay.
Because I knew people would be too upset if I didn't announce it.
If you don't mention the name that I'm thinking, can I add him as an honorable mention nominee?
Well, you can add him, and this might even change the vote.
Okay.
But the last person I was going to mention, Michael Cera. He's back. He was Alan in Barbie, and Scott Pilgrim versus the World just had its anime drop right before the year ended. Yeah. And that was hilarious. No.
Okay.
But I assume it was great because they said it was almost like line for line from the movie.
Awesome. Yeah. I would add as a nominee Ki Hai Kwan for his performance in Loki. As I was trying to think of TV shows or something that made me laugh, I really did honestly laugh at several moments that he had in the Loki series as Ouroboros. And he's just so stinking delightful. He's just wonderful. I just want to be his friend.
Honorable mention to like half the cast of Ted Lasso, but I couldn't just individualize one of them.
Yeah, I got you. All right, who's the winner for the John Candy Award for the Lulz?
For the first ever John Candy Award, Jack Black.
Jack Black. I think that's worthy. He's worthy. He's been funny for a long time.
He has. He has been overlooked by this award show for years.
For a year. No, not even a year, because we gave him an award in our very first one.
Yep. You're back, Jack Black.
All right. It's time for a very special moment in our show. For years, we've been doing this. And it's time for the Fred Rogers Lifetime Achievement Award in Positivity by someone in pop culture. Named after the beloved Mr. Rogers, who's just one of my favorite people who's ever lived.
I'm really hoping this goes to the guy that voiced Barney.
That would have been a good one, but no. This year, the Fred Rogers Lifetime Achievement Award in Positivity by someone in pop culture goes to Dolly Parton.
She teaches kids to read and gives them free books.
She's just wonderful. Dolly Parton, who has the Dollywood Foundation, that she originally launched in her home county of Sevier County, Tennessee, with the goal of decreasing high school dropouts. She started the Buddy program, in which she gave $500 to every 7th and 8th grader who finished high school.
Oh, nice.
So according to the organization, the initiative was successful. The dropout rate declined from 35% to just 6% with the first 7th and 8th graders she gave that money to.
I would have been finishing high school.
The Imagination Library, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, began sending one book per month to each enrolled kid in Sevier County from birth until their first year of school. The library she founded in honor of her dad, who was unable to read, but that's since expanded. It's gone countrywide in a lot of places. They have one in Lawrence, I know, the initiative. Now they have like boxes that they put up with just books that people can go grab a book.
Learn to love to read, kids.
In the pandemic, she just straight up donated $1 million to coronavirus research at Vanderbilt University.
Vandy.
She just gave them $1 million and said, "Hey, people are dying. I'm gonna give some of my wealth to try and get something figured out here." And so, Dolly Parton, there's not even much you could say. Just that she's a great human being.
And she performed at the Thanksgiving Day halftime show.
Did she?
In Dallas, yeah.
I missed it. Was she good? Of course she was good. That's a dumb question.
She was good, but I was a little concerned that she was going to fall. So.
Not good. That's not good.
Not good.
All right. We got to go to another geek for the next presenting of awards. Cody, to the geek phone.
To the geek phone.
All right, we're back live on the 2023 Pop Culture Pastor. It's 2024 now. That's confusing.
But it's for 2023.
We're just going to call it the 2024 Pop Culture Pastor Pop Culture Awards.
Although the whole time we've already said 2023.
The PCPPCA Awards, right? That's how we're going to do that. Anyways, we're back live now. And for our next batch of awards, presenting live from a car phone, Jason Giesemann. Jason, are you there?
Okay.
Jason, are you there?
Yeah. Usually I'm on a car phone. Tonight I'm at my house.
Okay. This is live. Oh, okay. In that case, he's direct via satellite.
Yes.
Yeah. I was wondering though, the PCPPC, is that the Pop Culture Pastor Politically Correct Awards? Because if so, I'm going to have to change some stuff.
Well, we're pastors, though, Jason, so not politically correct, but we should probably be
pastorally correct.
Pastorally correct. Yeah.
That's what that PC stood for.
All right.
There we go.
Hit us with your first award.
All right. First award in the whatever year Pop Culture Pastor Awards. Category is Best Celebrity Couple.
The best celebrity couple.
Oh, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Do you have nominees or do you just have a winner?
So I have 5 nominees.
Oh, 5.
What?
We've only been doing 4.
Who are you? Are you TMZ? What?
National Enquirer?
I'm all over this.
Okay.
And these are well thought out nominees too.
Okay, I'm excited.
So first one, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Unless you've been living under a rock this year, you know who both of them are, both individually and as a couple.
Do I get to say something after each one? Do I get to give my own little? I just want to say that I'm really rooting for Trav and Tay. And I'm probably a little too emotionally invested in their relationship.
Who amongst us isn't?
And if they break up,
I like to call them trailer swelsey.
That seems overly complicated. I'm just rooting for them, and I just would like to remind, if they're listening, by any weird chance they hear this live broadcast of the PCPPCA Awards, that we are licensed pastors and can actually, marry them if they would so choose to have practiced but fun ministers do their wedding.
And I love doing premarital counseling, and could also marry them as well. But
yeah, we could just tag team it.
There you go. I love it.
Okay, who's your next celebrity couple? I'm really interested because I don't know anything about celebrity couples other than Trav and Tay.
Yeah. So the next celebrity couple is Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
That was not going where I thought it was going.
I'm trying to think of one time this year where I saw one of them and did not see the other. And it's good that they finally put that Twitter beef behind them.
Yeah.
I will say that Rob McElhenney is upset with you.
Yes, he is.
Like bidding for Ryan Reynolds' best friendship.
Oh man. Dude, Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds just seem impossibly awesome?
Yes.
I guess.
Man, he's such a nice guy for letting Hugh Jackman glom onto him and all his celebrity.
He reminds me a lot of myself, quite frankly.
Untalented Hugh Jackman. This is sarcasm. Obviously, he's amazingly talented. Anyways, next nominees, sir.
Next nominee for best celebrity couple, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, specifically the slamming the car door GIF edition.
Oh, they're back. They're totally back. It was like the 90s or the early aughts all over again.
I didn't need it.
You didn't need it?
I didn't need it, but I did need both of them to be happy, and if they're happy, then I'm happy.
It's Bennifer. I mean, it was so nostalgic to have them back. Although, yeah, there have been. I'm always nervous with those out of context moments we get to see in people's lives, because Ben Affleck did look agitated.
Every husband has been in that spot. I'm just going to say it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No comment. No comment. Okay, good. Jason, are you still there? Oh, I thought we lost him.
Well, I was trying to make sure I was staying pastorally correct.
Oh, all right.
When talking about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. So,
Bennifer, please.
Yes. The fourth nominee for best celebrity couple is James Gunn and DC Twitter.
Yeah. That's me.
That's you.
He can just not keep his hands off of DC Twitter.
I'm here for it.
That was like a backward slap.
Ouch.
I like that nominee, Jason. But James Gunn just can't seem to tear himself away from DC Twitter.
He's a man of the people.
Just sometimes I'm like, just for the love of God, would someone take his phone away?
No, don't do it.
Yeah, he just can't stop himself. Jason, who's the winner?
Just keeps tweeting. Well, there's one more.
There's one more.
There's one more nominee. We got another
this
couple.
This one is less celebrity couple, more one-sided relationship infatuation.
All right, now listen. That restraining order was junk. Okay, is this not about me? All right, just pretend I didn't say that. Pretend I didn't say that.
No, it's Taika Waititi and Cody Haviland.
Yeah,
that is a match made in heaven right there. Because nobody loves Taika more than Cody. Yeah,
I don't even think Taika likes Taika as much as I like Taika. So
it'd be hard pressed. He'd be very narcissistic if he did.
All right,
I'm not saying he's not narcissistic. He's very narcissistic.
Deliver the award. Who's the winner of this year's
I get a
celebrity couple? Yeah, it's all you, buddy. Who are you going to give it to?
as much fun as this category was, it's got to be Trailer Swelsey, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift. They have changed all of pop culture this year between their individual stuff and then their stuff together. It's been crazy.
Not to go too sporty here, but I think Travis Kelce might be retiring after this season. He doesn't look like he likes football as much, and it may be because he's just enjoying the rest of his life so much. And I'm like, good for him.
Rumor is he has agents for acting.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I don't know if you guys saw the release of their podcast today. He did look a lot happier today.
Yeah.
After getting a little bit of rest. Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Maybe. All right. What's the next award?
The next award is the most WTF or what the Feige Marvel plot decision.
Oh, what the Feige?
I do enjoy what the Feige.
Oh man, it seems like there's so many to choose from.
Normally, what the Feige is a good thing. In 2023, the year of our Lord, it was not.
Oh man! All right, yeah. So, hit us with the deets. This is going to be bad.
The first WTF, what the Feige Marvel plot decision. Kang loses to Ant-Man in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, I got PTSD already. I got to push away from the table on this one. I'm still.
That was a decision.
That is a bonkers decision, and I'm still not quite understanding what they were doing there.
Oh, it only gets better.
Okay, what's the next one?
Nick Fury being neutered in Secret Invasion.
Spoiler alert, I haven't seen it yet.
Not literally neutered, Cody. Also, he kisses a green. He's married to a Skrull. They have like a 5-second to 10-second, like deep, long kiss. And it's literally a lady with a giant green head.
Happens to the best of us.
No, never happens. I've never seen it before. And I don't think I need
Cody thinks Taika Waititi's a Skrull.
He might be. We're looking into it.
Haven't ruled it out.
Nope.
What's the next one?
War Machine is the only unknown Skrull in the entire MCU.
Spoilers! In case you didn't know or cared, you don't care. Nobody cared about Secret Invasion.
And
were you aware of that plot detail?
Yeah, I was, because that got leaked out.
Nobody cared.
Cody, there's nothing I'm saying here that really matters.
Indeed.
This short conversation has been the most interesting thing about Secret Invasion. Because, nobody cares. Oh, Rhodey's a Skrull? Okay, whatever. Moving on.
To be honest, I haven't even finished the series.
I thought that
is completely abnormal for me.
Maybe Rhodey became a Skrull after they changed actors.
That would have made sense.
Nobody
noticed.
Except for they're too good at copying the person they're pretending to be.
Yeah. All right. Are there any other nominees?
Yes. Yeah. 3 more nominees.
Oh my goodness. What a bad year.
Setting up Miss Minutes and Ravonna Renslayer as big bads, only to have them suddenly and completely removed from Loki season 2 mid-season.
Okay, I'm going with you there.
The whole first half, building them up and waiting to show us what they were going to do to ruin everything. And then midway through the season, they just proved them and they were no more.
Yeah.
Well, they proved.
I'm willing to go with you on this.
Disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm willing to go with you on this, but because Marvel, it worked out for Loki. Loki is a fun series. And it's obviously wraps up in a way that's pleasurable for the viewer. But you're right. And it's getting harder and harder to look past Marvel's constant rewriting. And it's just getting harder and harder to look past it and not see it and not see the effects of it. And that was clearly some rewriting.
In their defense, if I'm remembering correctly, while they were shooting, the actress who played Ravonna may have gotten pregnant, and that may be why they had to write her out of parts, her out of it. I could be wrong in that. That is not scripture.
Miss Minutes got pregnant
as we're talking.
Miss Minutes got pregnant?
No, Rosanna Rimster.
I'm just messing with you. All right, what's the next one?
I was going to say, did I say Miss Minutes? Because I've been messing stuff up all day today. Okay, good. And then next to last nominee, the Marvels keep shooting powers at Dar-Benn, and she continues absorbing those powers to be able to fight back.
It made no sense.
Nothing about the Marvels made sense. The way they used their powers, the way they interacted, it seemed like it went turned off and turned back on. Miss Marvel being able to use powers without the bangle?
I honestly, I might agree with my friend now that the musical planet was the most logical, maybe the best thing.
By the way, side note, Dar-Benn is the most forgettable villain ever. I didn't even remember she was the villain until you just said her name. I'd have never been able to
I had to
look
up the name just to make sure I got it right.
All right. Where are we at?
The last nominee, restoring Hala by opening space holes to suck elements from other planets that may or may not have the right amount of that element. For example, water from a water planet flooding the people of Hala. This is also known as the Spaceballs plot.
Yeah, it was. When I was in the theater watching the Marvels, as soon as that started playing out, I was like, Mega Maid! It's Mega Maid! Unbelievable. Yeah, that was literally the plot of Spaceballs.
Classic.
It is a classic. All right, who's the winner of the most WTF What the Feige decision by Marvel this year?
This is very tough because, as you've heard, there are a lot of incredible nominees in this category, but somebody has to win when we all lose.
Yes.
And that is Kang loses to Ant-Man in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah. I don't think you can undersell how bad that decision is.
I do think it affects a lot of the other properties going forward.
Everything.
It might have caused some of these moments.
Yeah, nothing says smart decision like taking the big bad of your whole entire next phase and having him lose to the Ant family the first time you see him. Nothing says, wow, is that a bad decision like that?
It would be like DC revealing their big bad and having Aquaman be the defeater of the big bad at the very beginning.
All right.
Aquaman.
What's your next award?
All right. Now, this one is self-indulgent. This is because Pop Culture Pastor exists to build relationship through pop culture. The best pop culture connection between me and my kids. Of 2023.
Yeah.
I know. Aren't I sweet?
Hit us with them.
Okay. MCU rewatch in chronological order with my 3 teenagers.
Nice.
We just finished Black Panther, and we're going to pause the MCU to bring in the Spider-Man movies before we go to Homecoming.
Okay.
So
there you
go. Because that's a thing we have to do now. Second nominee is anime, including My Hero Academia, Naruto, and have even started Demon Slayer.
There you go. Yeah.
Because my kids really like anime.
Yeah. Awesome.
Who doesn't?
Well, we can have that conversation some other time.
My daughter and I just loved One Piece. We watched One Piece together.
I've tried to convince one of them to start One Piece with me, and he's obsessed with Naruto right now. So, but he won't let me actually watch that with him.
Okay. And
but,
what else we got?
Next nominee, Pokemon card collecting.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You gotta catch them all.
I actually bought Pokemon cards.
Okay.
And we trade them every once in a while. They completely fleece me every time because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Then the last one is YouTube Kids. specifically Dude Perfect, and A is for Adley with my 6-year-old. So
I think all those sound amazing.
I don't think there's a winner with that. There's ones I prefer to do.
Yeah.
But the winner is building the connection with our kids. So
yeah, absolutely. There's nothing more fun than sharing the pop culture with your kids. And so, yeah, that's good stuff. It's good stuff. Do you have any more awards for us?
I did. I have one last one. You're good with it?
Yep.
All right. Best movie rumor, either true or false. It didn't matter.
Oh, all right.
There were so many.
Yeah.
Hit us with the rumors.
I narrowed it down to 4, partially because I couldn't always remember when the rumor happened. So here we go.
Here.
First nominee, Michael Keaton as Batman in The Flash, which ended up being true.
It was true.
Yeah.
That was an incredible rumor when I heard it first. I thought, wow, I can't believe that's actually happening. And then it did. And it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Second nominee, Kang kills Ant-Man.
Oh,
sadly,
man.
That was not a true rumor.
That one needed to happen, though. That would have been that movie could have been the same movie. It would have been disappointing in the middle. But if he ends up, if the movie ends with him killing Paul Rudd's Ant-Man, that movie would have played a lot different.
Absolutely. And we know Ant-Man can come back because it is the fake death universe.
Yep.
But
yeah,
we decided not to kill him. Third nominee, every X-Men character in the known universe to be in Deadpool 3.
Hey, that one can still be true, darn it.
Naming every single one of them. Yeah, it still might be true. And I can't wait to see if it is or not.
Oh, man. Side note, they got a lot riding on that movie. That's got to hit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Next nominee.
Fourth nominee, Thor appears in the Marvels.
Was that a rumor?
The trailer with the portal, the Asgardian portal, and that made everybody begin to say that Thor was going to be in the Marvels, and then it ended up being Valkyrie for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there was a reason.
I blocked out that rumor from my existence. In memory.
There was a reason, but let's not go there.
And I think that winner has to be every X-Men character in the universe to be in Deadpool 3, partially because we have not been disappointed by whether it's true or not, nor by how they actually pulled it off.
Oh, man.
So
that movie's got to hit. It's
got to.
Those were some good awards.
We're in trouble.
Those are some good awards. All right, Jason, wonderful as always.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you for helping present some awards. We'll see you next time.
You're welcome. See you guys.
Okay, Cody, we're back with some more awards. We just got off the Geek Phone again for another round of Geek presented awards.
That's how we are.
This is, look, we're just running roughshod here. There's really no plan. We're just kind of going
loosey goosey.
I hope this is interesting. I have no idea if this is interesting to listen to.
I don't either.
We're just kind of wrapping up 2023. We just thought it was a fun way to wrap up 2023 and put it in the style of an award show.
It was almost done in the style of a rap, but then we decided, nope.
We thought about doing it in the style of an early 90s rap. Marky Mark style.
Yes.
Feel it. You never know. Maybe next year that's the play.
Could be.
If this episode doesn't go over well, maybe that's the play. It's time for the next award, an award that you're calling the They Pulled a Jesus Award.
They did pull a Jesus, whoever they are.
If you listen to our reviews, when we do reviews of movies, sometimes, especially when it's a movie about superheroes, any movie that really follows along the hero's journey, there's usually a moment of sacrifice.
They do pull a Jesus.
And they will pull a Jesus. That's what Cody calls it. It's the hero's journey. That's where it comes from.
And so
we've got a few choices here. Do you want me to give my nominee first?
So let me give a nominee that's not on the list.
Okay, go ahead.
That you then go through the rest of the nominees, and I'll just chime in.
Oh, okay.
Loki.
Yeah, Loki was, yeah.
So that was a series, but I'm opening this up to movies and series just because.
Oh, yeah.
I like a nice even like 4 or 5. I know 5's not even, but
I mean, we can just open it up to music too, and throw in Slipknot. Just cause it's our show, we can do what we want.
I did hear ICP are Christians, and that was
still a little unbelievable, isn't it?
Yes.
By the way, that's a reference to, we were at a comic convention and someone brought up to us that ICP are now Christians.
Or have been, and we just didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't believe him at first, but he proved it to us, and I was like, I'll be darned.
Yep. So Loki, my first nominee for this.
Yeah. Loki, if you didn't see it, absolutely sacrifices himself for the betterment of all realities.
Yes.
I just saw Wonka recently.
Ooh, Wonka.
Wonka is an amazingly good and surprising movie.
Again, does Timothée Chalamet make a bad movie?
I don't know. I haven't watched Dune.
It's still in my queue. I don't have that much time to dedicate.
It's so long, and I still have PTSD from the 80s Dune.
They could be completely different, but I don't know.
I would hope it would be somewhat different because the 80s Dune was boring. It's just so boring.
Dune Part 2 looks intriguing.
It does. I mean, it looks good. Anyways, we're way off track. The movie Wonka, the character of Wonka is constantly sacrificing what's good for him, for the people around him that he cares about. It's surprisingly good. Honestly, it's a musical, which I didn't know. I went into this movie completely, didn't know anything about it. And I figured it would be kind of kiddie or, kind of derivative since it's made on existing property. And I just thought, do we really need another Wonka movie?
It's a prequel, Dave.
Yeah, but it's actually quite charming, quite good. And there's several really good lessons from the character himself of Willy Wonka, played by Timothée Chalamet. Even the first 5 minutes of the movie where we meet a young Wonka going to Paris to try and start his dream. He has 12 sovereigns. Those are like the coins, the money. And he needs them desperately to start his own dreams, to kickstart his dreams. And he's giving them away. He gives them to people in need. And I was just sitting there at the beginning of this movie. I'm like, this is wonderful.
Someone needs to give Wonka some money. Because he keeps giving it away.
The character of Willy Wonka is pulling Jesus's left and right in that movie.
Bananas. You don't see that coming.
The next one is Barry Allen in The Flash.
For as not good of a movie as it was.
No, not at all.
If you could take the 5 to 10 minutes after he tries to go back in the past like a million times.
Oh, yeah.
And then he finally realizes, I can't have it all. I have to give up my wants, my hopes, so that the world can exist, because it was collapsing in on itself. And he had messed up so many lives by going back and changing one event, which was preventing his mom from dying.
As bad as that movie was, the scene in the grocery store.
Oh, tears.
Yeah, it was actually really well done. Really good. So he pulls a Jesus. So he's nominated. But the winner of this award this year is from the movie Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Star-Lord, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, he won one in your face.
And, if we could have got...
Not in your face.
If we could have got Chris Pratt on the show, I'm sure he would have been honored to receive this award because he's a follower of said Jesus.
He is. And I know some people feel like he shoves it in other people's faces. I feel he's quite respectful.
Yeah, I don't get the overbearing. I mean, listen, we're pastors and we're followers of Jesus. And so, yeah, we are aware that there's people out there who are a little in your face about it.
Kevin Sorbo.
I wasn't gonna throw anyone under the bus, but we went there because Kevin deserves it. But yeah, Chris Pratt seems very laid back about it, in my opinion.
So
yeah,
congrats.
Yeah, you win. Chris Pratt wins. I'm sure he probably would love to win that award.
Yeah,
I don't know if Timothy Chalamet or Ezra Miller would want that award.
I don't know. Maybe.
The Thor Love and Thunder Award for the most divisive movie of 2023.
It is named after the most divisive movie on this podcast history.
Yeah. If you don't know, if you're a new listener to the pod, Cody and I strongly disagree on whether Thor Love and Thunder is good or if it sucks booty.
I would have said sucks eggs, but that's me.
I don't know. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew exactly where I stand with Thor Love and Thunder.
It's great.
Okay. So anyways, that's what it's named after. Obviously, we're way apart on it.
We are.
The first one's Barbie. Barbie is just one of those movies. Like, listen, I think there's another movie that's nominated that we're going to get to that thought it was Barbie.
Yes.
That thought it was like its divisiveness was caused by like a woman-based movie where females are the ones that the story kind of revolves around. But unlike the other movie that we'll get to in a little bit, I think Barbie's actually a really well done movie. And if you were basing it down to the argument of, it's just a girl power movie, then you really missed the point of the movie.
Yes, and I do think that initially there was a lot of uproar around Barbie, but then after people watched it, it died down.
Yeah, like
somewhat.
The whole point of the movie is that the women aren't right either, right? The dudes are ridiculously dumb and bad.
Looking at you, Ken.
He's just Ken. At the beginning of the movie, it seems like it's that way, but then what they learn through the movie is, we're not right either. Like that, in a way, their whole the Barbie verse, the humanity is broken, right? Like they're all not doing it right.
Are any of us?
No, but it was really divisive, which is weird because I think it was a really good movie.
I give it all my awards and monies.
The second movie nominated for the divisive movie of the year was Rebel Moon.
And that one, Zack Snyder. Yes, that's all you really had to say.
Really, that is it. Have you ever seen anyone in like Hollywood that has such polarization around him?
It is bananas to me, which I definitely get, like why there is a huge fandom that is very passionate, because he does some things that are so creative and visually stunning.
Yeah.
Literally Christopher Nolan did say that Watchmen was ahead of its time. And if you get someone like Christopher Nolan, who my friend Marty says no cinema, then I assume Zack Snyder must be doing something pretty good. This movie, which was part one of two parts, and second part doesn't come out till April 2024. This movie, it was a lot of setup, and so I don't know if you can say, "Oh, it's phenomenal." And I definitely wouldn't say it was bad. It was just a lot of setup, and you're hoping for a payoff with part two.
Yeah, there's so much. What's the word I'm looking for when the character is exposition? There's so much like character delivered exposition, which is tough. But I think I don't know. It's weird that he's so polarized because there's no doubt that he's a visionary director in terms of the cinematic look of a movie.
Oh yeah.
Like you mentioned The Watchmen. It's a beautiful movie to watch. Now, does he lose some of the intricate story parts of the graphic novel? Yeah. I think he's one of those guys where like at the end of the day, you don't want to give him full control of the story. You want him, if I wrote a great story, like if I had a story that I believed in, and I wanted a director to make it happen on the screen, I would go to Zack Snyder and say, hey, will you do this movie, but will you follow my creative direction? And you just make it happen on the screen. Because I think he's the best out there. I think he's visionary. But man, when he does the story, I don't know. But it's resulted in the whole DC Comics thing has really turned it into this divisive thing.
Yes.
Because there's people who will now say anything he does is junk or anything he does is gold.
People's elbow. That's what I'm throwing at him. Yeah, calm down.
The winner, though, the last nominee and the winner of this year's Thor Love and Thunder Award for Most Divisive Movies and keeping it in the Marvel family is The Marvels.
It is The Marvels. So one of my friends absolutely loved The Marvels, loved the musical Planet.
Oh, gosh.
And was like, oh, this is so great. And there's aspects of it that I really enjoy. The musical Planet made me giggle. I was like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. I mean, it was weird. It was good for like, hey, do something different. I'm fine with that.
But there was already like political controversy around the film beforehand. It also happened to be in the middle of Disney / Marvel kind of collapsing and released the same time as Loki finishes.
Oh boy, I think they did that on purpose. I think they did it to cover up the Marvels. And it did, but it made no money.
And so like there definitely was a group of people that were like, "Oh, this was great." Or Miss Marvel is fantastic and they should just keep going back to that well. But I know many within the fandom of Marvel that was like, oof, why did we make this movie?
Yeah. I don't know. And I actually like some of the actresses in it. I think the girl that plays Kamala Khan is wonderful. I thought her family is like the most interesting part of the movie, which that was why the show was interesting to me. That was the best part of her show was the family and her, their dynamic. But yeah, it was rough. And yeah, the conversation around it because of the political stuff is, it's either the worst movie ever or it's the best. And really, it's just a movie. It's just there. It's not great. It's not terrible. It just is.
I've seen way worse. Looking at you, Ridley Scott.
The What's Up Doc Award for Best Documentary this year. Cody nominated Love Has Won. The Mother God thing. What is this?
So the Cult of Mother God, yeah. This lady from McPherson, Kansas, starts a cult, and it lasted for at least 16 years, and I guess technically it still might be a thing, but she dies. Spoiler alert, but you get that within the first 2 minutes of it. But the story around like the last 4 years of her life and the 2 weeks of her body being decomposing and transported across state lines.
Oh my.
Really intriguing.
I like a good cult documentary, by the way.
Yes.
It's a guilty pleasure. But so I haven't watched this one yet, but I need to.
It's on Max.
I did watch Hell Camp. Hell Camp is a documentary about, I don't know what our fascination in the 80s and early 90s was with like roughing it camps for troubled kids, troubled teens.
Paris Hilton, you're going to Utah.
But basically, it's a documentary about this guy who's ex-military who sets up these camps where you send your troubled teen to like hike across the Utah desert and, well, drama ensues. And it was sort of nostalgic in a thing that was like, oh yeah, I remember these, but also, wow. Yeah. It's rough. It's rough to watch humanness. I'm not even sure his idea. There were kids on there that said that it's absolutely changed their lives. I mean, and a lot of these kids were in and out of juvie. They were in bad shape.
So there are aspects that I think that you could tweak
Yeah.
And it could actually be somewhat therapeutic or beneficial. Maybe not kidnapping them.
Right. No. So what you're left with is this idea of like, hey, this could have worked and could have been good for people. But the thing that always derails humanity, the greed aspect.
Yes.
It grows too fast. He's not safe.
Too fast, too furious. And they didn't have Vin Diesel or family.
No, but it's a good doc if you want to watch something interesting and also heartbreaking. But the winner of this year's What's Up Doc Award for Best Documentary, and loosely a doc, but Google says it is. We're going with it.
We're going with it.
Taylor Swift's Eras Tour.
I have watched it twice. Not because I wanted to watch it the second time, but
why are we giving her the award? Because everything's coming up Taylor, and we're an award show, and sometimes we just give one to we know will be to get the loudest pop.
Oh yeah, and you get all the hits from the various eras of Taylor.
We're gonna name a few here in quick fashion
as we are approaching the end.
Yeah, I'm sending a message to someone because we're running a little behind schedule.
It happens to the best of us.
It's an award show. That's what happens.
We didn't have the music to play people off.
So the Name It and Claim It Underdog of the Year Award. Someone unexpected who blew up, or in this case, came back to us. The winner of this year's Name It and Claim It Award is none other than Ki Hai Kwan. Ki Hai Kwan, you are a hero, sir, and we would like to invite you onto the pod anytime.
National treasure.
He is a national treasure. I mean, gosh, this guy is so delightful.
Protect him at all costs.
You
Disney.
know what the most amazing thing was when he won the Oscar this past year. And he went into the room like where they interview him, and he's standing there with his Oscar, and I think he's just so sincere and genuine. So they asked him, well, do you still keep up with your Goonies co-stars? And he's like, oh, yeah, of course. And he starts rattling through names like, oh, this person texted me and congratulated me. This person wished me well yesterday and offered me good luck. I went and had lunch with Sean Astin, last week. He starts rattling through the names, and he's like, and then someone follows up with, oh, that's amazing that you're all still friends. And Ki Hai Kwan looks right at him and smiles. He's like, of course, Goonies never say die.
Burn notice.
And I was just like, this dude is just the best. So
he gets it.
Ki Hai Kwan, the Name It and Claim It Underdog of the Year Award. The Take One for the Team Award. This is for Best Acting Performance in a Christian Studio Movie.
Ooh. Some of these can be rough.
That goes to Jonathan Rumi. You may not know who Jonathan Rumi is unless you watch The Chosen.
Oh, that guy.
He literally plays Jesus in The Chosen.
But he could have pulled a Jesus.
Yeah, he could have literally pulled a Jesus by playing Jesus. Instead, he played a guy named Lonnie Frisbee in a movie called Jesus Revolution, which we did a pod episode about.
We did.
And you should definitely watch, even if you're not a Christian, because it's a good movie. It's an interesting story.
He beat out Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, Kelsey Grammer was good, but he's just Kelsey Grammer. He just always brings the top game.
That's what he does.
But Jonathan Rumi was surprising and very well in what is a really layered dude in Lonnie Frisbee.
Very layered.
Yeah. The Beck Loser of the Year Award, because you're a loser, baby.
Indeed. Sorry, we don't really think any of you are losers.
We've got nominees.
Hearts and stuff.
Ezra Miller, for obvious reasons. Yeah, we're not trying to throw shade, but guys.
This was one of the biggest financial disasters. If we're not looking just at the personal life stuff, the Flash is just right below Indiana Jones.
Yeah. So Ezra Miller had all kinds of troubles. Hopefully he's getting some psychiatric help, because I think that was a part of it. He's really kind of laid low. So
yes.
That's a good sign, which is why he's just a nominee. We're not going to give him Loser of the Year award.
Not going to do it.
Jonathan Majors, well, we all know how that went down. I mean, I don't even think I might not have nominated him after the verdict came down, where he was found not guilty of intentionally causing harm. but he was found guilty of just negligence that led to harm. Is the way that you can paraphrase that. But then he did that weird interview. Did you see the interview?
I avoided it.
Oh, so weird, bro.
Well, there was nothing good that could have been said or done. And so I'm like, don't do it. Just don't do it.
You factor that in with the weird video that was obviously staged of him breaking up a high school fight. Did you see that?
I did. And considering like what he had in front of him, which was at least a handful of pictures with Disney for Marvel stuff. And then you lose all that and potentially like a follow-up in Creed if they make another Creed movie. Yeah,
he lost out on a lot of money with that. So, then we have Jada Pinkett Smith. She is your Beck, You're a Loser Baby Award of the Year. Jada, do we clap?
She is our first multiple award winner.
Jada had a big year. She had a big year. And I don't think she cares about these awards. That's why it was easy for us to say, go ahead and give her the award. Because I don't think she cares. She's shown a callous disregard for the people in her life.
We do care about you, Jada. Just be nice to your family and loved ones. That's all I ask.
Yeah. We'll be right back with our big awards and the ones that you can vote on right after this.
This is Pop Culture Pastor.
Welcome back. We're about 4 hours over schedule. That's how it is with these live award shows, though.
It is. And when you don't have a teleprompter to tell people when to wrap it up.
I know. Jason couldn't stop talking earlier. No, I'm just kidding. Jason did great.
And I do have to make a correction. We have 2 multiple award winners, Jada Pinkett Smith and Taylor Swift. How could I forget Tay-Tay?
Plus, if you're just joining us, Taylor Swift's acceptance speech was wonderful.
It was. It was beautiful.
She was so gracious and, coming on the show here and accepting her award.
Very eloquent.
Yeah. We're just kidding. She wasn't on. Okay. It's time for our big awards. We got our last big award, the big award of the night. And then we have some special awards to be voted on by you, the listener. Are you ready?
I guess.
Okay. The big award of the year, the big award of the night, we call it the Marty Award.
Yeah!
For best cinema. That's just it. Best cinema.
He's all about cinema.
We don't need to explain that to you. You just know. When it comes to Marty, he is for good cinema. This is good cinema.
Unless you are thinking it's Marty McFly. And no, we're talking about Scorsese.
There were lots of good competitors this year.
Shockingly, my friend Marty Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon did not cut the list.
No.
It didn't make it.
It's a good movie, and it's an important movie.
Yes.
I think it's an important story, but I just don't think it makes the cut.
If you could watch the last 10 minutes, really cool how he ends it. I'll give you that.
Marty's gonna call us with a cease and desist. Take my name off your award. Nominees this year: Barbie, which we talked a little bit about earlier in the show. It's a wonderful movie. Just really well done. Really well done. Really smart. Smarter than a lot of people give it credit for. I think it was brilliant. Brilliant movie. The next movie we did a review on this one last week, Iron Claw.
Loosely based on the Von Erich story.
Man, it's just so relentlessly sad, but also there's like this real like human spirit that kind of rolls through it.
And it could have been sadder if they told the whole story.
I watched the Dark Side of the Ring. Yeah, I watched the documentary and I was like, oh no, it did get sadder. Air, we included Air in here, the story of the beginning of Air Jordans.
So, in your opinion, is that a comedy?
It has funny moments for sure, but I would not call it a comedy. No.
Okay, our friends at the Golden Globes did.
Oh, did they?
Yes, because it was nominated in the best comedy or musical.
Interesting. I would not call it.
I figured it was not a musical.
No. Well, there's some good nostalgic music in it. The soundtrack's good.
Do they sing?
No, they don't.
Okay, that's what musical implies.
God, so stingy, so strict on the details.
Yes.
But this year's award, the Marty Award for Best Cinema this year, goes to his good friend Christopher Nolan. And the movie is Oppenheimer. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
It is indeed phenomenal, especially when you realize, like, they did not set off an atomic bomb to create some of these special effects.
Amazing restraint. Thank you, Christopher Nolan, for not actually setting off an atomic bomb.
And, like, they didn't use CGI that much, if at all. It was literally, they did some, like, household, like, experiments and tricky things with the camera, and boom, you get phenomenal graphics. You get phenomenal acting from one of the best casts I have seen in quite some time. And two of those cast members did win Globes.
Yeah, good for them. But none more prestigious than this award, the Marty Award for Best Cinema this year, to Oppenheimer. What a great movie. Now, usually this would be the end of the awards show.
Usually.
But we have awards just for you to vote on. You, the listener, because you are important to us.
More important than our own thoughts and righteousness.
So we have left some very important categories that are just for you to vote on. Are you ready for them?
I was born this way.
The first award that listeners will vote on, we call the Lava Lamp Award, awarded to the best geek movie of the year. Why lava lamps? Why not? Because I like lava lamps. That's why.
Well, they're nostalgic and they hit you in the feels. Also, can be hot or cold.
What, lava lamps?
Yes.
I did not know that. I just thought they were always hot.
You got to turn them off.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Otherwise, they've been known to cause fires back in the day.
Please be careful with your lava lamps, guys.
This year's nominees that you get to choose from for the best geek movie of the year, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. It's fantastic. What a fun movie.
My friend Kevin Eastman, his name's in it.
Good friends.
Yes.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is stinking good. So good.
Epic.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, literally keeping Marvel's hope alive.
So many tears were shed. Oh my goodness. I didn't think I'd cry during it.
I need to go back and rewatch it again. It's so good. Such a great movie. And the end of the movie using the Florence and the Machine song, Chef's Kiss. Just perfect. Soundtrack's amazing, obviously. And lastly, in a quiet at the end of the year surprise, Wonka. Wonka is included.
I wasn't ready for it, but here we are.
As one of your nominees for the best geek movie, continuing a very geeky, a very geeky story in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
So those are your nominees for best geek movie of the year. You get to choose from them. The Watch-Alongs Award. Watch-Alongs, you may know as our TV episode by episode watch pod.
Shockingly, I'm going to break some hearts. Timothy Oliphant in his Justified series didn't make the cut.
Did not make the cut.
Didn't make the cut, guys.
Watch-Alongs awards for the best TV show of the year. You will be deciding upon these 4 nominees. On nominee number 1, Ted Lasso. Season 3 was amazing. We loved it. One Piece on Netflix, the live action version of One Piece.
We're way too far behind on the animated anime.
Yeah, that's like I don't get time to watch 1,000 episodes of the anime.
No one has
the live action, man. It was very good. Last of Us on Max, HBO. I don't know what to call it.
All the above.
Last of Us, a fantastic show. And finally, The Bear, which Cody and I haven't watched.
If The Bear wins, I'm going to immediately start it.
There you go. You heard it here. That's a promise. Should The Bear win your votes for the Watch-Alongs Award for Best TV Show of the Year, we might have to do a watch-along for The Bear. Retroactive. Maybe each week we come out with one for each episode.
Oh, my
What do you think about that?
I don't know if we got time. Okay. We might.
But it's got to win. Lastly, we do it for every review. Who's the winner of the year? Who won the year?
Oh, that's
up to you.
That's $1 million question.
What are you grading on? That's up to you. You decide who's the winner of the year. You get to decide between these 4 people: Taylor Swift, Pedro Pascal, Cillian Murphy, and Margot Robbie.
Oh, wow.
They all had great years. Who's it going to be? Who won the year?
Shockingly, no Jada Pinkett Smith or my friend Marty.
Oh, no, Marty didn't win, and Jada definitely didn't win, and Will definitely didn't win. Poor guy. Yeah. Okay. That's it. We're out. We're way over time, but that's how award shows go. We're done. This has been the 2023,
2024 Pop Culture Pastor.
Pop Culture Awards.
Awards. We got to come up with a fancier name.
Play us off. We're out. Hit the music. Play us off. We'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to vote.
Pop Culture Pastor.